at Lexington Motorsports in Kentucky, we make our last stop before starting the trail tomorrow. James, the service manager, mounts up some special aggressive tires on my bike, which should help with the traction off-road.
Those are crazy tires.
They're insane. They're giant. The only thing I need now is a skid plate. Jellico, Tennessee at the day's end, which according to my roll charts here is mile 0 of the Trans-American Trail.
I'm just worried about crashing and hurting the bike. I know Amanda can do it, she's up to it. Just kind of hope that I can do the same.
In Tennessee, the Trans-American Trail is a combination of gravel roads, back roads, and paved county roads. Several times the road would turn into a rough Jeep trail, leading us to believe that we were heading off into the woods, only to realize moments later we were riding between people's backyards. So it's been 16 miles and it's very dusty. There's been some sections that are pretty sketchy. You have to definitely, if you're on a dirt bike, no problem, you just go through it. But on my bike I have to definitely pick my path before I go. We're averaging about 30 miles an hour, 25, 30, which is good. It's just more gravel than anything so far, but it's cool. I just thought of something. We need to bring toilet paper. You may be noticing, I'm looking down at what appears to be a map on my tank. It's actually the TAT roll chart, a set of directions that guide you from point to point along the way. Normally, the roll chart is in a special holder that allows you to roll through the directions as you go. But unfortunately, I've nowhere to mount that, so I've come up with a solution that requires me to swap sections of the chart as we go. I'm gonna go left for 0.7 miles. So to simplify, I'm looking at the chart and navigating as we go. And well, Zach, he's taking in the scenery back there. So we're done with this one. And now we are right about here. We can go down to Sunbright, or we can go down to Wartburg. This is actually only 3 miles.
So we're right here.
Mm-hmm.
So this is how far? Maybe another
2-3 miles.
Down this road?
That road.
That road. And then we get back on the highway?
Yeah, and it's 3 miles.
To there, and then maybe we'll try to find a place to stay there.
There's Frozen Head State Park.
Frozen Head State Park? Why not camp in Frozen Head State Park? For real?
Frozen Head State Park.
Yeah, let's camp there.
89 miles in the dirt, and they still have the feelies. Well, Zach's bike is having a few issues. It seems to be dying whenever he pulls the clutch in or goes below 2,000 RPM. I think it might be some bad gas. I had some backfire issues yesterday, and we put some fuel injector cleaner in there just to see if it would kind of help clear the system out and start. So See what happens.
It's only day 2, and Amanda's upped the pace considerably from yesterday. I find her repeatedly waiting for me to catch up. I've ridden my bike off-road at a considerably faster pace before, but the added weight has crippled it. Listen to me making excuses, but the reality is she's loaded down with gear, has no real off-road suspension, is reading the roll charts as we go, and still leaving me literally in the dust. I don't know how she's managing as well as she is. I just hope it doesn't all end badly. Just hit Mississippi, just hit the sand. Not only is it freaking hot, this is some deep sand. I'm a little worried about us making it the next 10 miles, but we'll see. We'll see how far we can go. Hopefully nobody falls down. We knocked on the door of the Corinth Fire Department last night, asking to camp in their back lot. It was dark, we weren't close to a campground, and fortunately they were kind enough to say yes.
It's like 100 degrees with 80% humidity. Sounds like the jungle. And the sand is like way too deep. It's fun. Washed out. Felt it going and nothing I could do.
was thinking, what the hell is her problem? This is so freaking easy. And then I got too confident and I dumped the bike. Looks like we may have a shortened clutch lever.
I thought for sure we'd have to take everything off.
I think just because it was so down in the sand, we were able to tilt it up. First time we've been able to get it upright on our own. So, gotta say that that's hard to lift. If there's one thing Mississippi's got a lot of, it's turtles. And they always seem to be meandering about in the road. We always took a minute to help them along because you never know who's coming down the road behind us. I'm coming, little guy.
Right, for 1.25. We knew going in that Mississippi would have some of the most challenging terrain on the tap. Sand, mud, clay, and some rather rocky areas too. It seemed like every few miles we never know what the southernmost state on the TAT is going to present us with next. One thing I know is, we're both loving the adventure. Really deep grooves at the top of the hill. It's day 3 of Mississippi. We got lucky and passed through during a drought. We were expecting a river crossing or two. A challenge I think we're both kind of sad we missed. Closing in on the border of Arkansas today, it's a repeating pattern of levee roads and gravel trails. There's a finger, it's enough.
There's half a finger.
Okay, I don't have fat fingers, I have little fingers.
Hurry up and get beautified so we can go.
Well, my brush got messed up.
Yesterday was a pretty bad day. We had a couple little spillovers, nothing real big, just minor ones, and my bike started acting up again. Amanda fell over. Hers is super minor, but she broke her front brake lever. Okay, hold on. 1, 2, 3. Oh, shit. Fuck. By breaking that front brake lever, she only has about one finger that she can use to control the front brakes. So this morning our big decision is, do we jump back on the trail and have the front brake lever shipped to a Honda dealership that we're coming up on the trail, because none of them have it around here. Or there's a dealership about 4 hours away that has one, but it's a 4-hour ride up and 4-hour ride back. And I think we're probably going to head up and spend a day just going up, getting the lever, and then coming back into Arkansas and continuing on. There is the hurricane, which is still coming. At this point, it looks like it's only going to be heavy rain.
Major flooding issues are arising, just like the waters across the streets. Many thoroughfares closed off. Driving can be treacherous at times.
Bill and John back at Honda overnighted us a lever. I'm so thankful, and I so love those guys. Can't go that way. Go up here.
Oklahoma. It starts off rather nice, but if you ever decide to ride the TAT, make sure and say hi to these little guys. I know, you're thinking they're just donkeys. Okay, cute little donkeys. What we didn't realize as we rode into the Panhandle is that this would be the last signs of life we'd see.
98 degrees in the shade. That's what it said in town. But when you're sitting on top of the bike, it's even hotter.
My balls are shriveling up like a set of old prunes out here in the sun. Said it. It's true.
From a girl's point of view, why do your balls shrivel?
They get really hot. They get really, really damn hot. We're heading into over 500 miles of straight gravel roads. On the map, it's broken into 10-mile blocks. It starts out as farmland and soon becomes vast, barren nothingness.
Whew. There's a whole lot of nothing in front of us.
There's a whole lot of nothing in front of us. A whole lot of nothing. We are riding into something we are ill prepared for. There are no people, we have no cell service, we have no tools and no spare parts. We are grossly misinformed as to just how remote it is. Where we had planned on getting gas, there was nothing. To top things off, it's 108 degrees, and we drank most of our water by noon.
I think both of us realized how daft we had been at about the worst moment. It's 100 miles to the nearest gas and water. We have about 1 inch of water left, and our fuel situation is even worse. So here I am. It's where you first saw me, stuck out here in the middle of nowhere, one flat tire away from destitute. It's trying and rather miserable, but would I rather be back stuck in a box, watching the world go by? Not a chance. We crawled along at 15 miles an hour, waiting at any moment to run out of fuel, but in the end, we didn't. So we're at Black Mesa State Park in Oklahoma. We got up at around 6 this morning. We're both extremely exhausted. Got here around 7, and I told Zach to go ahead and go take a shower while I set up camp. And I started to put up the tent, and lo and behold, the pole snapped. And we're probably about 5 hours away from a major city that might have a camping store. So I don't know what we're gonna do tonight. I don't know what we're gonna do tomorrow night. We shall see. Just wish me luck to try and fix it before he gets out of the shower. We have a problem.
What? I guess the one good thing that we have going for us is that there's a reason my nickname in high school was MacGyver.
I have a question.
Yes. Yeah. Amanda Pollard, you may ask your question.
Isn't that gonna make it too long for the tent bag? How are we gonna put it back on the bike?
One pole can stick out.
Out of the tent bag?
It'll be fine. We'll have to work. No more straight roads. I think I speak for the both of us when I say we can't simply bear another state like Oklahoma. Thankfully, there are a few turns, hundreds of prairie dogs that won't stick their head out of the ground for the camera, no matter how long you wait, and cows. Cows in the road everywhere, hundreds of acres to graze on, and the road always seems to be their favorite spot.
Come on, little cows, move!
Mountains, trees, and even rocks. New Mexico seems like paradise after Oklahoma. The map should be redrawn to exclude that horrid state. Sadly, the trail doesn't have us in New Mexico long before it turns uphill towards Colorado. Our first real hill climb. I tell Amanda to look beyond those trees, stop, most importantly stop, and report back as to how steep it is.
I can't really stop. It's really bad up here. A mile to the top where it plateaued out into beautiful Colorado. Zach was worried there'd be a steep descent on the other side, but there wasn't. Okay, well, maybe I spoke too soon. Damn it, little legs! Touch the ground. On paved roads, I'm always on my tiptoes. I can't really even stretch an extra inch. No bother, there's always a way.
More cows. I guess these are Colorado hilltop cows, not to be confused with those New Mexico roadside cows.
From the southeastern corner of Colorado, we've headed northwest to the middle of the state. It's at this point that the trail briefly puts us onto blessed pavement. We're close to the middle of Colorado with 1,400 miles on the Trans-American Trail behind us. And at this point, the trail turns southwest. But for us, it's the end of the trail. Al Lamb, who we met earlier in Dallas, has invited us to meet him at the Bonneville Salt Flats, a few days north of us. He's going to attempt to break a land speed record, and we've been invited for a front row seat.
Abandoned and alone, this little stranger wandered into our campsite. After asking around, our best guess is that he was left behind. I could tell instantly what Amanda was thinking.
Can we keep him?
Well, we do need a team mechanic, and Little Sprocket, as he will be called, seems up for the task. A few modifications to the tank bag, and Sprocket has his place on the team.